Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new day. So it is Sunday morning. Actually, it's Sunday afternoon now. It's just after 12 in the afternoon. And I am getting ready to put a slow cooker meal together today. So it's going to be delicious. Alright, so the main thing here for the slow cooker is the roast. So we have a chuck pot roast that we got from Walmart last month, I think it was. And then I'm going to go ahead and sear this on the stove. Then we're going to throw it in the slow cooker. But after I'm done searing this, I'm going to scrape up those delicious fixings at the bottom. I'm going to add some onion to it. We're going to use a pack of brown gravy, pack of beef stew mix, and a pack of au jus sauce. And then we're also going to use some beef broth, about half of this carton, and then we're going to throw it all in the slow cooker. So let's go to the stove and start cooking this thing up. Alright folks, so I let it sear on one side for 5 minutes. Now I've got it turned over and I'll let it sear on that side for 5 minutes. Then we're going to take it out and do the rest. Alright everyone, so I'm about to take this out and I'm going to go ahead and put it on this plate. It's a metal plate, so the heat of the roast is going to go right through that and make the plate hot. And while this is sitting, nice sear. So while this is sitting, it should be just resting and all the juices coming together. So I'm going to put that on the countertop. Alright, so now what we're going to do is just scrape up all this stuff. And I'm going to throw my onions in. Oh, I forgot to put in there also, I'm going to use a little Watch Your Sister sauce. I'm going to put some brown gravy in. Oh, that's popping up at me. We're going to put some beef stew mix in. And we're going to put some au jus seasoning in. And so we're going to give this a little mix. Oh yeah, we're going to put some beef broth in. Now we're just going to give it a mix. Now, you can put all your vegetables if you'd like to make it a beef stew, but we are only putting onions in. You could put carrots or anything like that. We are not looking particular to make a beef stew or a pot roast or anything. We're just making it look a roast. And then we're just going to have some instant mashed potatoes because we don't have any fresh potatoes. And we're just going to have the roast with the potatoes. Just get all those seasonings in there. Now, when I seared the roast, I actually seasoned it with seasoned salt, onion powder, and pepper. And all of these mixes also have seasonings, so I'm not going to put any more seasonings in there. So we'll see what it tastes like later on when it's cooking. Smelling good. And what a perfect day for this, a slow cooker meal. It is semi-fall outside. It's my favorite kind of day. A dark, cloudy day with rain and thunder. So that makes me very happy. It's about 70 degrees. So that also makes me happy. It's not super hot and humid or anything like that. I've got all the windows open. I've got all the fans going. Get some fresh air going through the house. And look at that thickness of the gravy. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my burner because we're going to put all this in the slow cooker. As I said, add what you want, all your vegetables if you want it to be that. We just want this. Alright, so let's go to the counter and get all this in the slow cooker. Alright, so we have our roast here. We're going to get that in there. We're going to get all those juices from the plate. Get it in there. Alright, look at this gravy mix. Yum yum. Let's pour all that over there. I'm going to go get a spatula. Alright. Look at that. Just scraping it all off. These scrape things off so nicely. Look at all that you would have missed out on. All right. All right, so we're just going to let that cook on low. It should cook on low for 8 hours, but it's now after 12. So I'm going to start it off on low, and then about midway, I'll probably put it on high for about an hour or two, just to help it cook along. So we'll see where it's coming, but right now we're just going to start off on low. And that is supper. So supper is done cooking. I love those kind of meals. Alright, so stay tuned. Alright everyone, so while our supper is cooking in the slow cooker, I am making lunch, and we're going to have some tomato soup and some grilled cheese sandwiches. So that's what we're having. You know, even though it's only 69 degrees, it's still a little muggy. So it's not like a cool, maybe it's a little cooler outside, but I'm hot. And the kitchen's always hot. The kitchen never seems to get any relief unless it's cold outside and I open the windows. But I think for next summer, not that I'm planning for next summer, but I think I'm seriously considering a portable air conditioner for the living room. That way I can set it by the window, which points directly to the kitchen. So I'm considering that for next summer. But we'll have to put a little bit of money away each month, so we don't have to pay for it all at once. but because sometimes the living room doesn't, even though we have the AC in, doesn't get relief. Because if Glenn's too cold, then we don't have the AC and it gets hot in there. So I think I need something for the living room. And that will point, like I said, directly into the kitchen and maybe give some relief to the kitchen as well, because sometimes I just really hate being in the kitchen because it's so hot in here. I have one of those tabletop fans here, but it doesn't blow everywhere in the kitchen. And I have it turned off right now because I know it's going to create a bad noise on the recording here. I'll be so glad when fall weather arrives and stays. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I just want to get those buttered up, is open up the tomato soup. I'm using this milk from the food pantry. I had it in the freezer and I took it out earlier in the week so that we could have some milk for stuff we need. Feels good to be doing some cooking videos again. I've gotten away from doing cooking videos, and when I was just recording the roast, doing that, and it made me realize that I miss doing cooking videos. So I need to get back to that on a regular basis, not just every now and then. I'm going to put some milk in the cans to get all that out of there. So what's on the menu for you guys for your meals today? Sunday, August 9th. What are you having for lunch? What did you have for breakfast? Do you have 2 meals or 3? We didn't eat breakfast, so this is our first meal of the day. We normally don't eat breakfast unless we're up super early and we're hungry. But most of the time it's just lunch, our first meal of the day. Now I know someone has asked in the past how long when you freeze your milk, how long does it stay good? And it stays good for a while, but because there's an expiration date or a best by date on there, when you freeze it, you kind of take that away. So you just have to keep an eye on it, check it, make sure it smells okay, and so yeah, that's basically what I do. But it looks like we're going to use it all up before it even goes bad. And I do have another ½ gallon in the freezer of the 2%. We got these at the food pantry, and that's why even though we might have milk in the refrigerator, I will still take some milk and throw it in the freezer. And it came in handy because we are at the last of everything. I just noticed I had another ½ gallon of milk in the refrigerator, so we at least have that. And we are down to 4 slices of cheese and some other stuff. We have no potatoes. That's why we're using instant mashed potatoes tonight. At least we have that. So yeah, this ½ gallon is almost gone. Whoa, spilling it here. So yeah, freezer milk is okay. You just got to keep an eye on it. Continuously smell it and make sure the smell is okay. I've always froze milk, so I've never had a problem with it. I would say, to be safe, about a week's time maybe, after you thaw it out. Alright, got pretty much all that out of there. So we're going to go to the stove now and start heating up the tomato soup and cooking the grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm using the stovetop griddle to cook the grilled cheese sandwiches. I love this thing. So convenient. Instead of using a frying pan, I got 2 burners covered with it. Yes, you can use a frying pan big enough. You can get 2 grilled cheeses in there, but something about griddles, like flat tops, that I really like cooking with. Alright, I'm going to start with the tomato soup. I like to use a whisk when I do the tomato soup. It just seems to come out smoother. Get all the bumps out, all the chunks break down. So I seared that roast and I had grease splatter everywhere on the stove. So before I turned the stove back on and cooked the grilled cheese and this, I wanted to get all that splatter off of there, so I cleaned the stove first. And I just used like Dawn Power Wash and a soft sponge and just wipe it off. And I just keep rinsing and wiping until all the soap is gone. I like to put the handles inwards because sometimes if they're sticking out too much, I'll bump them. And I don't want to knock the pot off, the saucepan. See how that gets real smooth? Alright, so I'm just going to let this stuff cook and be back when it's done. Alright, so we got our grilled cheese here, and I'm going to pour Glenn's tomato soup. Alright everyone, so here is our lunch for this Sunday afternoon: tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches. Alright everyone, so the roast is done and we are ready to eat supper. So I am going to make some instant mashed potatoes that we got from the food pantry. I'm also going to warm up some corn and have some peaches as a side dish. So, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back when we're all plated. Alright everyone, so here is our supper for this Sunday night. It's called a chuck pot roast from Walmart, so you saw how we made it. And then we've got some instant mashed potatoes because we don't have any fresh potatoes, but we will be going shopping or placing a Walmart order Monday night to arrive Tuesday morning. So watch out for a grocery haul this week. And then we got some canned corn and canned peaches. So that is our supper, and that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video and all our other videos. We appreciate all the support you continue to give the channel. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.